ceremonies start Thursday at 6 o'clock. We will have our normal veterans ceremony and the flyover, so that'll be amazing. We have lots of live music, and the fair this year is hosting the Town of Payson Fiddle Festival.
Oh, that's right. Yes, the Fiddle Festival with the Northern Gila County Fair. I think that is a perfect match.
Oh, it'll be so much fun. So there's 2 stages. We have lots of live music, magicians, great local acts and fun things. And then Friday evening, our main event is going to be the Colton Memorial team roping that they're putting on.
Gotcha.
And we also have all of the other things still going on with live music and lots of fun stuff. We have the Donnie Grubb Band playing Friday night after that. Stolshine will be playing. And then Saturday we have the Ranch Rodeo, the State Championship Mutton Busting, the Livestock Auction, the Fiddle Festival.
Wow.
There's something for everyone. So make sure you wear comfortable walking shoes and come and hang out.
Oh, yes. And the complete schedule, more information about all of these different events are on the website northerngilacountyfair.com. So you can go to the website, and you don't have to remember the schedule. You don't have to.
It may change slightly, a few things here and there, but it's pretty close.
Yep, and that will all be again on the website. So you mentioned FFA.
Yes.
And FFA, the program, is such a big part of the Northern Gila County Fair. Just want to ask, were you in FFA?
I was, all 4 years.
All 4 years. So this is really cool to see students, former students, coming back and then being involved with the Northern Gila County Fairs.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm such an advocate for FFA. I mean, just growing up in it was such a huge experience for me, but it also set me up for my life. I mean, when I did it, I went ahead and did all of the pre-vet stuff. So then when I went into college, they saw that I had all of that, so they brought me on to a biomedical research study on Parkinson's disease and fetal transplant tissues with rats.
Oh, wow.
So they saw that I had all that pre-vet from FFA and that I knew how to suture. So they brought me on as their main vet tech to suture all the animals, to do all the injections, to do all that. So I actually got published in neuroscience because of my experience in FFA. So I'm a huge advocate.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then all my animals that I had too, my dad had the great idea of putting all the money that I got from my animals in a CD that grew while I was in high school. So I not only did I have a full ride to college, but I had that money that I was able to pull out to pay for all my daily, my books. I got to pay for just when I was out with the volleyball team and my food. So yeah, huge advocate for FFA. There's so much experience than just raising animals, I think. So.
Wow, and that is a great example of how wonderful our CTE programs are here at Payson High School. So between FFA, Construction Technology Skills USA, Automotives, Culinary, whatever the program, our students are getting so much experience and real world experience, an experience that translates into what you experienced. Getting published, and getting these opportunities in college and after high school because of what you did in high school.
Yeah, and it all started with getting my first goat and raising it for the fair. So I don't think people realize the domino effect that happens, but when you raise animals for fair, you get the responsibility. Putting all of that money into those accounts, I learned about investment strategies. There's just so much opportunity and there's so much exposure when it comes to opportunities like that people don't really realize. So, and the impact it has.
And this is great. I'm so glad you came on this morning, Emma, and to hear from a former student, because we've had students on before, and hearing from the students that are currently in it, that are raising and their experience and everything they have to do. But it's great to hear from some that have moved on and how it impacted their life and just.
I think a lot of times too, when I look at the FFA program and even 4-H and some of the other programs that they have, it really teaches you responsibility. So the fair is fun. There's lots of fun things there, but all of these things that you do on a daily basis that bring it up to, how many different animals did you raise? You also did 4.
Because I had a steer for my senior year.
Gotcha.
So that was quite the, Big Mac was quite the adventure.
So you started with a goat. When did you get pig?
No, goats all the way up into a steer.
Goats
Yeah.
and then to a steer. And
Yeah.
Big Mac was this?
Big Mac.
Big
It was
Mac,
either Big
that's-
Mac or Optimus Prime Rib, and I went with Big Mac.
Those also do a little better.
It does. It does.
Oh
And
my
my dad
gosh.
had actually made a wooden sign that
Yeah.
looks like a burger as his name is Big Mac. And it preps you a little bit more for why these animals.
Yeah.
But
Big
it was
Mac.
cool. My steer, it was such a huge, accomplishment. My steer went to a food kitchen. So whoever purchased my steer had donated my steer to a food kitchen.
Oh, wow.
So that was just such an amazing, it's a whole experience. So the fair is definitely such an impact on our youth. It's amazing.
And I'm gonna share one more thing,
Yes,
that
okay.
Emma has also helped us over the years with horse shows and gymkhanas and different things, because she's also, did you go to college for equine as well?
Yeah, so that's what I was I was actually a vet tech for the last 6 years. I worked at the racetrack. I was the Turf Paradise's vet tech for a while. I did a lot of the NFR horses. So I actually was supposed to go to vet school at Midwestern, but the loan amount was
Stupid,
insane.
huh?
It was about $240,000.
What?
Yeah, and
For vet school,
Mhm.
$240.
Yeah.
Whoa,
So-
that's a big number.
it was a hard hit for me because that's what I had planned on for my whole life, was to become a vet. But then I got into the insurance world, and that really helped, me and my family financially. But then now I have an agency with Farm Bureau, and now it's a whole circle again, because
yeah.
Farm Bureau is such an advocate for local FFA. So now I'm kind of, full circle moment of coming back and using my past experience and using my current business to start that again and be involved. I love it.
And another example that I want to mention real quick, somebody you're slightly familiar with, a young woman named Angie, who is down in southern Arizona, and she is a FFA teacher now, correct?
She's an ag teacher now.
Ag teacher, your daughter, Angie,
Yes.
oh my goodness.
And she actually started Payson High School her sophomore year, and she was playing volleyball for your dad. He was her coach. And but she loved FFA, so she was the reporter through high school and with FFA, and she raised a sheep. I think her senior year, a lamb. You don't say sheep,
Lamb.
that's plural.
Yeah.
Sorry, a lamb. But she loved FFA. That
Yeah.
was like her favorite class.
Well, even in college, then she was a state officer, wasn't she?
Yep, she went on to be a state officer. She's traveled, just from FFA, she's traveled 25 of the 50 states before she was 20 years old.
I remember she
So-
wasn't she at one of the Tyson facilities?
Yes, so she also got internships with Tyson. She was in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. And she did, she worked through all aspects of the Tyson chicken business. She started out in the slaughterhouse. She did everything on the feeding lots. She went through their marketing. She did all of that. And then she also got a scholarship later because of her animal experience, and she worked on a cattle ranch in Montana.
Oh yeah, I remember that. There you
Yep,
go.
she was on the maternity ward, so
Oh.
she had to watch for the mama cows having babies and make sure that they got into, because it was so cold there.
Yeah.
And if there were C-sections or any of that, she assisted in those.
She's like an L&D nurse for
Yeah.
cats.
Right? And
Yeah.
she actually had to give one of the cows mouth to mouth and bring it back, one of the babies that was born, the calves. And it was her, I have a picture of it.
Oh my
So
gosh.
cute. But
There we
now
go.
she has her oldest daughter. She's got 4 girls. Her oldest daughter is gonna raise a dairy cow this year. She got a scholarship through a local program in Douglas. And so she'll raise a dairy cow, and then next year she'll raise, I forget how the scholarship works, but she gets to have it for next year. And then her other two older kids are raising goats this year for the fair.
Look at that.
So.
Look at that. So again, if you're just tuning in or just started watching our live stream, talking Northern Gila County Fair with Faith Lowry and Emma Bridwell. And again, the dates on this year's fair are September 4th through the 6th, so that is Thursday through Saturday, correct? And that first day is just Kids Day, where there are so many different kids activities going on, a lot of things happening, and then Friday is when the fair kicks off, I guess the opening ceremony.
That Thursday night.
Thursday night opening ceremony. And
but Friday is also a big day. There's lots of things going on with the livestock and, you know, the Fiddle Festival and so many other things. But Thursday, since it is our opening day, kids are free until 3 o'clock and veterans are free all day.
Wow, that's great. And then, so you have all of these activities, everything happening at the Payson Event Center. But then also, across the street, there's a lot to take in as well.
At the Tano-Apache Gym.
Tano-Apache Gym.
We have all of our indoor exhibits there. So that's open, it's free to get into that section there. And we will have a shuttle that will transport you from, if you wanted to park for free over by the exhibits, you can take a shuttle that's available all day to go back and forth between the fair and the exhibit area.
Very nice, very nice. And then, let's see, also Friday night, there's music, Stolshine, the Donnie Grubb Band, and then in the main arena, something very special will be taking place.
Yes, so we will be hosting the Colton Boyle Memorial roping, and they have done such a great job with that. Brett Flaherty has put so much into that, and I believe they have a budget that they've been working on scholarships for kids in the high school rodeo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's what Colton loved. So.
That's yeah, that's really good. Yeah, Brett, you know, did so much with that last year, and has really him and others have really put a lot into that. So.
It'll probably start around noon and go all day into the evening because he'll have 2 sessions. And then, you know, of course, the Fiddle Festival is a big deal, and they have all the food trucks, and we have a few rides and a kids zone. But I think one of my most favorite things that's going to happen this year is the Mutton Bustin' State Championship. And so Emma's going to talk a little bit more about that, and then that will be followed or integrated some with the ranch rodeo.
Yep, and that is on Saturday, so it takes place on Saturday. And yeah, so this sounds pretty epic.
Yeah.
You know, state championship mutton busting.
Yep, we've got buckles for the kids. If all the sponsors that we have, you know, go ahead and do their donations, we're going to do $1,000 added. So the kids will be able to win some good money. So that'll be a big deal. It'll be probably ages 6 and under. It'll have to be, it's actually going to be by weight class.
Oh, yeah?
Just due to the safety of the animal. We have to make sure the kids are under 55 pounds.
Yeah.
But we'll have 2 different divisions. Kind of like a 45 to 55 weight class to, you know, a 45 and under. But even my 3-year-old, Jolene, got on a sheep on Thursday for the promo video. We just did a video for it. And those sheep are amazing. I mean, they're huge. And we'll have about 50 participants. So, yeah, the kids will get a shirt, and it'll be great.
I can relate to that. I think probably at 5, 6 years old, I was at least 55 pounds, you know, husky. So I would have needed a husky sheep to ride, a little bigger one. But I know how that is, and it just happens.
And it's no, and we want to just make it, you know, very clear from the beginning, like, hey, you know, this is do solely for the safety of the animal.
Yeah.
And also just to make sure that we're staying on top of, because you get kids that say, oh, I'm actually 6 and they're not. So we have to do it by weight class just to, again, safety for everybody. And it's a pretty big deal. I mean, the buckles are amazing.
Yeah.
There's money into it. Like we're making, and it's going to be the state championship. Like we're making it as big of a deal as we can, just to support the future of rodeo. I mean, we're excited for that and excited for all of our local kids who don't have any horses to be able to start that. They can come and ride sheep and get that process started.
So is there a limit? Do you have a limit to the number of
50.
people? 50.
50 participants.
That's a pretty big number.
It is a big
That's
number.
Quite a few. I'm trying to think, like August rodeo, how many do they usually have? I guess
They
maybe
usually
like
don't
15,
have
20.
that many.
No, I think it's usually like 10 a night.
10?
If that,
I know
actually.
that they limit it. They do some Thursday, some Friday,
Yes.
and some Saturday.
Yeah.
But I don't think that altogether they have 50.
No,
But
maybe
it's
like
always a
30 or
big
something.
hit, and
Oh,
people
yeah.
want to do it. People always complain that they miss signups.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
And even last night at the livestock meeting, one of the dads said, "How can I get signed up?" At the Gary Hart Memorial Rodeo, the boy that won the trophy there, he's like, "I got to come back for that." When I told him so, and he's down in Marana, so they want to come
wow.
back up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to get. We want to fill as many local kids as we can, but we also want to branch out, just bring everybody in, and that way they can enjoy the whole event for the rest of the night. We got the auction, that same night, and we just want to bring as many people in as we can. So we're really, this mountain busting is going to be quite the
Quite the
adventure.
event. Yeah, so what time frame approximately are you looking at for the mutton busting?
We were aiming about 6 o'clock, but
Okay.
that's always subject to change based on other
flexible,
things.
Yep.
Because again, we always want to highlight that auction too, making sure those kids are fully supported.
Yeah, that's what, and there is a lot going on. So in the livestock tent, the livestock shows, and then auction is Saturday, right? And then on the main stage, you have, Fiddle Festival going on, and then concert, Arizona Wildflowers, Desert Nights Band after them.
Lots and lots going on.
Yeah.
And the ranch rodeo. Emma, tell us a little bit when you think signups will be available. I know we'll have a link on the website for the fair.
Yeah.
But when do you think all of that will start? When will people be able to start signing up?
It should be by the end of this month. We're kind of just getting a finalization on our livestock contractor. Just making sure I have, so many slots open for, because they're not bringing 50 sheep, they're bringing, 25 that can run twice or, whatever. So I want to make sure that we have as many spots as possible, just making sure that kids have the opportunity to do it. But also, again, making sure that everything's finalized before I open those up. Because I don't want to close the signups if it's already filled, and then all of a sudden I get word, hey, you can run 20 more. I'm like, perfect. So, but it's going to be a first come, first serve for signups, because I have a lot of inquiries already.
Gotcha.
But I'm hoping to fill it all up.
I think you'll have no problem filling that up.
Yeah.
The 50 spots will probably fill up really quick.
And the entry fee is pretty low. I mean, it's
Okay.
only going to be $25. Kids get a shirt, and they get to ride. We'll have judges, so actual judges who judge bulls and broncs and
all of that.
yeah.
And then will it be top 3 or who gets
So we'll have
buckles?
top 2 in each division. So there'll be
Gotcha.
2 divisions. We have 4 buckles total, and we're keeping it with the theme of the fair. Like you have your grand champion or your reserve grand champion, like as if you would get it from the livestock kids or anything like that. But yeah, we'll have 4 total winners with money and buckles. So
How does the added money work?
So it's a percentage of a payout. So there's $1,000 added that goes into essentially a bucket. And then their entry fee also goes in that bucket. And then there's a percentage that the fair pulls just to cover a cost basis. The rest of it gets paid out. So typically you would see this a lot in like our gymkhanas or anything like that. There's a percentage of a payout just to give, again, more of an incentive for people to join. And again, those buckles are probably what those kids are going to care about the most.
Yeah, oh, yeah. No, that
And you
sounds
supply
great.
all of the equipment and
Yeah,
everything?
yeah, so the crew that's coming, Lacey Demir, she is over in Wickenburg. They
Mhm.
are bringing all of their sheep. They're bringing a full work crew, all of the gear, so the kids can bring their own gear if they'd like, their own chaps and everything, but they will have gear already there for them. And we'll have a crew that'll set them up all ready to go, so parents don't need to be worried about that.
Yeah,
The only thing that we ask is no spurs and no ropes. It's a
Gotcha.
full
Yeah.
hands on the sheep
Yeah,
and ready
that's
to
it.
go, but typically the girls win.
yeah.
We've seen some
Wow.
girls that are, but it's their, I don't know if it's their leg strength or what
What
it
it
is.
is,
Yeah, so that's why we're putting everyone together and it's all weight class, so.
Well, they're more fierce. They're
They
like,
We
you
are,
know?
but for our promo video, Canon Keith,
Yeah.
Crazy Keith, and Dawson Keith's little boy came, and he rocked it. I mean,
Yeah.
he totally. So he made a great video for us. But
Hmm.
it's exciting. Those kids were so excited, even just for a video. It
Yeah.
was great.
I wonder also siblings, like having older siblings that are like beating on you or something,
yeah.
and you have to like fight back. And you're like,
Right.
The ornery ones.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're not just. I mean, these sheep are healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're quite large.
Well, they need to be probably for something
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I never really thought about that because I'm thinking, oh, kids, how heavy can they be or whatever. But that's true to have a 50-pound child
Right.
on a sheep's back. There is that potential. It's running.
Yes.
It isn't used to running with like a 50-pound back. It's
No,
not like these
exactly.
sheep do CrossFit.
Yeah.
So
They should.
They should, yeah, maybe.
They might have to talk to Matt. Davis about
Yeah,
that.
get them in the gym. But yeah, so there is that potential, and you
Yeah.
want to really minimize
Exactly.
that as much as you can. So.
Exactly, and again, it's nothing for, we're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings or
Yeah.
it's solely for the safety of the animal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our main goal, and anything that we do for the fair is for the safety of the animals. That's why we're doing it,
Mhm.
and we're huge advocates for them, so,
Yeah. No.
And you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
My son, he's in high school now, but when he was little, he always participated in the mutton busting. And the first time, he just fell right off. Second time, fell right back. I mean, he did it several times, and he was so focused. He wanted to win, and he had hung on the longest. And then the last kid got on one of the sheep or lambs, whatever, and it literally just walked all the way across.
Yeah.
Like the lamb didn't do anything, and so my
Yeah.
son was like, "Ah!" So
Yeah.
that kid won.
We will offer re-rides too, so if there's a sheep that will run, if there's a sheep
Yeah.
that just decides today is not his day, we
Yeah.
will offer a re-ride. Because again, there's money added, there's buckles, and people travel to come see it, and we want to make it as official
Yeah.
and legit as we can, so, and
That's-
fair, so.
Re-rides and mutton busting.
Re-rides
There you
and mutton
go.
busting.
Wow.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
State championships. So,
Yeah.
Well, again, this year's Northern Gila County Fair, Thursday, September 4th through Saturday, September 6th. And the website, northerngilacountyfair.com. You can check out the complete schedule, learn more about what is happening, and should be another great event.
We're really looking forward to it. So everyone mark your calendars, September 4th through the 6th.
And this year, was last year the 70th annual?
Yes.
It was last year, so this year's 71st annual Northern Gila County Fair. And that it kind of blows me away because the town just celebrated its 50th like last year or the year before. But now, I mean, this is 20 years older than the town that the Northern Gila County Fair has been going on.
Well, I haven't been doing it that long, but
Yeah.
since you
You
were
look
in high
great.
school.
Yeah, wow.
And I love the opportunity to participate. There's so many great clubs that participate in town, like the Garden Club, and like the Flycasters are going to be there, and we have the I'm drawing a blank at the Tractor Club that comes from Prescott, but they're awesome, and it's so fun to have so many unique, talented people here at our fair showing off what they do and what they love.
No, it is great. And really appreciate all of the sponsors, everyone that contributes to make the fair possible. Board members, volunteers.
Speaking of
everyone.
volunteers, there
Yeah.
is a spot on ngcfair.com.
Okay.
If you want to participate as a volunteer, you can go on there and look. There are signups available right now.
Gotcha. Hey, that is great. Well, anything else?
I don't think so.
Final? I mean, yeah, we covered quite a bit, and again, the inaugural state championship mutton busting. Mutton busting
Yeah.
state championship. So that will be a hoot. And
Yeah,
always-
watch on Facebook and on the website for the upcoming video, and
Mhm.
there'll be lots of fun things going on. So
Yeah,
We'll keep
We've
updating.
got Access Culture Group just did our promo video, so we will have quite the kids did angry faces all set up in gear. So it's gonna be quite the quite the video, and
That's
we're
fun.
really excited. It'll be a great event, and again, more people we can get to the fair to show their support, and there's
Yep.
just so much to do. You could be there all weekend long.
There is. There is. Well, thank you, Faith. Thank you, Emma, for coming
Thank you.
on. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching today. Also, thank you to our Community Spotlight sponsor, the Shed Kings, Anthony and Curtis, down there in Star Valley. Message from them will be coming up, and then an update from the National Weather Service, followed by some music from David Bowie, Bruce Springsteen, and more. So you guys have a beautiful Wednesday.
Welcome to Shed Kings, offering 2 convenient locations in Star Valley and Overgard, Arizona.
Hey there, I'm Curtis. And I'm Anthony. And we're the Shed Kings, home of the rent-to-own, no credit check program.
We offer barns, sheds, garages, cabins, and steel buildings, all built to last. Proudly representing Graceland Portable Buildings, industry leaders for over 20 years. Need something larger? We also represent American Steel Buildings for unmatched durability and the best warranties in the business. Quality matters. If there was a better constructed building on the market, we would be selling it.
Shed Kings made it so easy, but quality's unbeatable. I loved it so much, I joined the team.
Enjoy enhanced floor and wall durability, optimized fasteners, and budget-friendly options. Choose from a wide variety of styles and colors to fit your needs. Graceland Portable Buildings has the highest customer quality ratings year after year.
So come see us in person and experience the Shed Kings difference. Because we have the shed you've been looking for. If not, we can build it. Call or visit us to get started.